So in my time as an NBA YouTuber, I've learned that the NBA offseason makes it really hard to make original NBA content. So to solve that, we're just gonna react to something. We have a Bleacher Report article, 3-team NBA trades where everybody wins. Okay, so there's 5 of them. And the first one, we have the Warriors find their center, so they're trading for Miles Turner. I assume this is gonna involve the number 2 pick. Add, please move. Golden State Warriors receive Miles Turner, Charlotte's 2021 second round pick. Indiana gets Nick Batum, so that's just a salary filler. The number 3 pick in the 2020 draft. And the Golden State 2020 second round pick. While the Charlotte Hornets get Andrew Wiggins and the second pick. And Indiana's second round pick. So the Warriors are basically giving away Wiggins and number 2 for Miles Turner. I don't even think Miles Turner is worth number 2 by itself. And they're giving up Wiggins. I know everybody has memes about Wiggins and him being overrated and overhyped, but Wiggins is still a solid NBA player that can score about 18 points per game. Wiggins and number 2, and they're only getting Miles Turner and a 2021 second round pick. That is an hell of a trade for Golden State. They're giving up way too much value just for Miles Turner. Indiana should do this in a heartbeat. They're taking on a bad contract in Nick Batum, but they're getting the number 3 pick. Charlotte should do this as well. They get a young player on the wing and they get the number 2 pick. Well, Charlotte definitely should do this. Indiana should definitely do this, but Golden State, hell no, they should not do this. They're losing way too much value just to get back Miles Turner, who's he's a promising center, especially for this modern NBA where you want shooting bigs that can defend the rim and stretch the floor, and he's still relatively young, so maybe Golden State could unlock him a bit. But let's be honest, he's kind of been disappointing after his rookie and second year. He hasn't really taken a jump, so I don't think he's worth the second pick by itself, and I definitely don't think he's worth Andrew Wiggins and the second pick. I'm increasingly of the opinion that Golden State should keep their number 2 pick and use it for James Wiseman if they're not as convinced Wiseman is their best shot at landing a difference-making star. With their pile of assets this offseason, they should pivot to a deal like this when Miles Turner's stretch shooting and shot blocking pair perfectly with Draymond Green up front, creating a 5-out look absent the size. Well, yeah, all that is true, but you're still giving up way too much value for Miles Turner, in my opinion. So yeah, final thoughts on this one. Hornets and Pacers do this trade in a heartbeat. Warriors definitely don't do it. They lose too much value. Okay, number 2 trade. Washington blows it all the way up. So we have a Bradley Beal trade. What are the odds it's a Bradley Beal and John Wall trade in the same package? Okay, Brooklyn gets Bradley Beal and Taj Gibson. It is a John Wall and Bradley Beal trade in the same package. Okay, Brooklyn gets Bradley Beal and Taj Gibson. The Knicks get John Wall, Rudians Karooks, Washington's number 9 pick, and Washington's top 5 protected 2024 pick. Okay, first question is, if the Wizards are blowing it up, why are they giving away the number 9 pick? But we'll just continue to read it off. The Wizards get Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, Taurean Prince, Kevin Knox, the Knicks first round pick, which is, oh, so it's not even the Knicks first round picks, it's the one they got from the Clippers. And they get the Nets 2020 pick. If I'm the Wizards, I don't do this. I don't think I'm getting enough in return for Bradley Beal and John Wall. I mean, it's going to be hard to get a lot of assets for John Wall because he's an aging veteran, former star coming off a couple of injuries. He's kind of been out for 75% of the seasons over the past 3 years, and his contract is one of the worst in the league. But I don't think you're getting enough value in return for Bradley Beal. So if I'm the Wizards, I decline this. If I'm the Knicks, alright, we get our playmaking point guard, and we get another top 10 pick, and we're only giving away Kevin Knox, Taj Gibson, and the 28th or 29th overall pick. Yeah, if I'm the Knicks, I do this in a heartbeat because we get another pick, and we get a playmaking point guard that's been needed over these past couple of years. And if I'm the Nets, giving up Karis LeVert and Jared Allen, I would do this as well. I like Karis LeVert and I like Jared Allen, but I don't think the Nets are really going to want to pay him in the coming off season, given that they're already paying Durant and Kyrie, and they're going to play Joe Harris this off season. Yeah, if I'm the Nets, I do this. If I'm the Knicks, I do this. So both New York teams should do this trade. But again, we have another instance where the team giving away the best player or best asset just isn't getting enough in return. I don't think the Wizards here are getting enough in return for Bradley Beal. Let's see, since I'm disagreeing with the Wizards doing this, let's see what they say about the Wizards part in this. This trade is most consequential to the Wizards, who demolish their current roster and pivot to an asset accumulation mode. Insofar as that's possible when offloading Wall's deal requires an outlay of draft capital. That said, nobody seems to believe the 2020 draft is any good, so that number 9 pick might be better viewed as a late first rounder in a normal draft. I disagree with that. I don't think that's the better way of looking at the 2020 draft. I think the best way to look at the 2020 draft is you can get good value anywhere between 5 and 30, basically. Just the top 5 or the top 3, there's really no superstar, but there's a lot of good players in this draft that can come in and provide value to a team right away. I don't think there's a definitive superstar. That's kind of the viewpoint of this draft. Not that it's not any good, it's just that the draft isn't top heavy. So immediately I disagree with that. But let's see what they say about the actual people they're getting in return. LeVert is a centerpiece of the exchange, a high-end on-ball first option paid like a quality 6-man. That is correct, LeVert's contract is really good. It's possible his 2021 production is on par with Beal's and superior to Wall's. On par with Bradley Beal, okay. That's a bit much. Basically, I'm high on Caris LeVert. I'm really high on what he could do if he had a team where he was a bit more of a focal point in games where Kyrie Irving was injured throughout the regular season, and he was really good as that guy in the bubble for the Nets team because Spencer Dinwiddie wasn't there. So I'm a bit high on what he could do with a bit more of a focal point, but I don't think him as a centerpiece with very few assets surrounding him going to the Wizards is enough value that you're getting back when you're trading away Bradley Beal. Okay, number 3, we have a trade to help Giannis and convince him to stay. Giannis gets all the help he could want. Victor Oladipo's the thumbnail. Milwaukee receives Victor Oladipo and Robert Covington. The Pacers get Eric Bledsoe, Ersan Ilyasova, and their own 2020 pick pack. Returned from Milwaukee because they traded it away in the Malcolm Brogdon sign and trade. Houston Rockets receive Dante DiVincenzo, Doug McDermott. Milwaukee Bucks top 8 protected in 2024, and Milwaukee's 2022 second round pick. Yeah, this is definitely a dub of a trade for Milwaukee because they're getting back 2 players that are capable of starting in their rotation right away. So if they were to make this trade, their lineup would basically be George Hill, Victor Oladipo. Oh, actually Covington might be coming off the bench, which would be crazy. So their lineup could be George Hill, Victor Oladipo, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Lopez. Or if they wanted to bring Lopez off the bench and actually run Giannis at center, this could be like their death lineup of sorts. They could run George Hill, Victor Oladipo, Middleton, Covington at the 4, and Giannis at the 5. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely a dub of a trade for Milwaukee. They got to do everything in their power to try and get back Giannis, and I think this is a good stepping stone. And you would hope that Victor Oladipo is a bit healthy, and maybe if he is, he can be something for you down the road, and you can re-sign him this offseason, or next offseason, 2021's offseason. For Indiana, you get Eric Bledsoe. He can immediately be plugged back into your starting lineup. You move Brogdon to the 2 guard, and you get your first round pick back this year in this draft. So that's what, early 20s. I guess that's an okay trade for giving away Victor Oladipo. You get your first round pick back for a player that wants to be traded and who's probably going to leave in the offseason. So this is a cool trade for Indiana's perspective, but for Houston's perspective, you get Dante DiVincenzo, a quality young player, Doug McDermott, who's just going to be a shooter. I guess you get a 2024 first round pick to alleviate some of the draft capital you lost in the Russell Westbrook trade. Okay, this is an okay trade. I could see all 3 teams benefiting from this in some type of way. I think the clear winners here are the Bucks. I think Indiana Pacers could do this just to get something back for Victor Oladipo. I think this is a good trade package in return. And if Houston's of the mindset that they want to just start getting some draft capital back from losing it in the Russell Westbrook trade, this is a good first step. This is the best trade I've seen so far, or the most realistic one. So I don't really need to read the description on this because I basically can see this one happening. Ooh, Boston and CP3 thumbnail. Okay, Boston ponies up, picks to save cash as Chris Paul lands in Phoenix. Phoenix receives Chris Paul, Enes Kanter opting into his contract, Vincent Poirier, and Boston's 2020 first round pick. OKC gets Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre. Phoenix is 2021 lottery protected, and the Celtics 2020 first round pick via Milwaukee, so that's like 29 or something. And Boston gets Hamidou Diallo, OKC's 2023 first. Essentially, Phoenix is giving away Rubio and Kelly Oubre and a 2021 lottery protected for Chris Paul. This is kind of a trade that I had in my Chris Paul trade idea, so I could see Phoenix doing this. It's a good trade for them. OKC getting Ricky Rubio, or giving up Chris Paul for Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre, an extra first, or a couple extra first round picks. I think this is a good haul for from OKC's perspective. And then Boston getting Diallo and a first round pick in 2023 for Enes Kanter. So basically they're just getting rid of Enes Kanter's salary. This is another double of a trade. Honestly, it works. It makes sense for each team if they really want to go down the mindsets of what Bleacher Report is suggesting. If OKC wants to sell high on Chris Paul, this is a good trade for them. If Phoenix wants to bring in a playmaking point guard next to Booker so he doesn't have to do everything and is a bit better than Ricky Rubio, this is a good trade for them. And if Boston really just wants to get rid of Enes Kanter's contract, this is a good trade for them because they get a young athletic wing player and a future first round pick. So this is a trade that makes sense. I could see it. Okay, the final trade, the Sixers shake it up. Zach LaVine. Is this a Zach LaVine for Ben Simmons? Probably. But what's the third team? Okay, Philly receives Zach LaVine and Otto Porter. If he opts in, he will opt in. Oh no, Ben Simmons involved in this. Hang on. Chicago receives Tobias Harris, DeAndre Hunter, Atlanta's 2020 first round pick, which is number 6, Atlanta's 2021 first lottery protected, and Philly's 2020 first round pick, which is 21, I think. And the Hawks get Josh Richardson, Matisse Thybulle, Felicio, and Philly's 2021 first. Okay, so Chicago's giving up Zach LaVine and Otto Porter for Tobias Harris, DeAndre Hunter, some first round picks in the future. Why would they want Tobias Harris? Why the hell would they want Tobias Harris? I don't understand that. DeAndre Hunter is cool. I like DeAndre Hunter, and they're getting a couple of first round picks, but I'd rather just keep Zach LaVine. And yeah, I'd honestly just rather keep Zach LaVine instead of having to deal with Tobias Harris's $38 million per year over the next 4 years. So automatically from the Bulls' point of view, I'm saying no. From Philly's point of view, I'm definitely saying yes because I'm getting off the Tobias Harris contract. Otto Porter is going to be on a 1-year deal. Yeah, they're getting kind of a shot-creating 2-guard. That's essential for this Philadelphia team. They need a shot creator on the perimeter in the half court. So from Philly, this is a definite yes. For Chicago, hell no. For Atlanta, they're getting Josh Richardson, Matisse Thybulle, Felicio, and a 2021 first-round pick, and they're giving away DeAndre Hunter, this year's first-round pick, their lottery-protected 2021. Honestly, why not just keep DeAndre Hunter in your first-round pick this year? Like, I don't really want Josh Richardson for 1 year. I like the vlogger Matisse Thybulle, but I'd rather just keep DeAndre Hunter. He's younger, and he has a bit more shot-creating potential, and I'd rather just keep the number 6 pick. So this is a stupid-ass trade. For 2 of the teams, I'm saying no. Only one team benefits here, and that's Philly. Chicago Bulls, I'm saying no. Atlanta Hawks, I'm saying no. But let's see what Bleacher Report says from their perspectives. The Bulls take on that burden of Tobias Harris's contract, obviously, but they earn 3 first-round picks for their trouble. The most intriguing one is the number 6 selection. They also get DeAndre Hunter. Losing LaVine and Porter isn't ideal, but the former was miscast as a top option, and the latter could easily have left in 2021 free agency. It's possible Harris and Hunter provide just as much value as LaVine and Porter?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? That nigga's tripping.
Okay, I know Otto Porter's been injury prone, but okay, they're really disrespecting LaVine right now. I know those first round picks are cool and all, but honestly, I'd rather just keep Zach LaVine. Hawks are shopping their number 6 pick for immediate help. I did not know that. Okay, Kevin O'Connor. They get it here in the form of defensive stoppers in Richardson and Thybulle. Those 2 on the rosters, opponents will find it much harder to exploit Trae Young's defense. Okay, I think this is an L for Chicago, definitely. Maybe it's not as big as an L for Atlanta as I originally thought, but honestly, I'd rather just keep the number 6 pick. You can draft a defensive stopper in Isaac Okoro, and keeping DeAndre Hunter, who has defensive potential, He came in because of his defensive prowess. So you don't have to trade away DeAndre Hunter and the sixth pick for Josh Richardson, who might walk in 2021's offseason. You get Matisse Thybulle, but I think Hunter has a bit more upside than Thybulle. And you can just draft a defensive stopper in Isaac Okoro if you want more of a forward, you can get Patrick Williams. Yeah, I'm not too fond of this trade. I think Philly definitely benefits here, but if I'm Atlanta and if I'm Chicago, I'm saying no.